Great success. I'm going to drink now.
We should sing along.
I love this song. I just vibe to it.
I was going to say, what's the worst thing that happens? We get to listen to this song again.
Oh, no. Scott A., what did I miss? So much, Scott. So much.
Nothing. You missed nothing.
I just want to know how Nicole missed this shit right there.
Smoochies.
I'm with
There's
it.
an action figure. I have one of those.
I can handle it.
Nice. That one's awesome.
Set problem.
What the hell?
What the? Oh my god, what?
I'm telling you, it's incredible. Oh, you're still rolling? Sorry. This way, please.
It is aggressively 90s Vanessa. I agree.
Speaking plurals. When the emperor dies, the royal council, it is presumed. I'll tell you all about it later. She's going to call me in a minute.
Peter's a national treasure.
Yes, he is. Uh-oh, Fester. Aw.
The Minbari say something really profound.
Hey, it's Exogenesis.
Sorry, I'm fucking Marcus.
Fucking Marcus.
Very impressive objects here, Captain.
Oh,
Earth's
this
Silver
person.
Star for valor in the mini bar war.
The mini bar war.
Anyone who has stayed at certain hotels has fought that war.
Yeah, amen. And lost that war on many occasions.
You had one thing. Hit your mark, Biggs.
It's on doing one, huh?
The Clarkstown would burn
Put this station back under Earth control and to kick out the alien influence. That way you get rid. To kick out.
Don't make me eat this shit.
It's been out for 5 hours.
Now, this is what that is about?
Yeah.
What is it?
This is Peter mentioned that scene with us. This is what that's about? That's what this is about?
I would very much like to hear about Valen sometime.
I would like that.
Valen, sorry.
Valen.
It's okay.
Damn. That'd be me.
Did she walk into the door?
Just like on Star Trek.
Yeah.
But
You wouldn't believe it, but 3 wine coolers. One barrel.
This is Nicole right here.
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Half of them are on the run now. A bunch more have been. Sorry. Keep going.
So I gotta go. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Shit! Fuck! Shit! Sorry.
Right. Whatever. Right. Whatever. Right. Okay. So I'm sorry. I said. All right. I have a hat. An idea. An idea.
Good. Okay.
And that idea is?
No touchy.
Then the council should be broken.
Oops. Oh, Amira.
First day here, I was annoyed to find a bug crawling on my nose. I almost blew out Babylon 51.
51.
Fucking A.
Hey.
It will only take me a minute to disentangle myself.
Okay.
Remember, to dust myself once in a while.
Oh, Jesus.
A thespian, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell?
What is happening?
Are you smoking more and enjoying it less?
Roanoke, your ship is out of control. Let me do it again. Run around again. Here we go. Hurry up. Cal, there's a war going on. Cal!
What's that humming?
And call it Clarkstown.
Excuse me.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Hell yeah.
General Haig is doing Deep Space Nine.
Nice.
By his agent, there was nothing to be done. So you'll have to do with me, sir.
Double booked by his ages.
Yeah. Bacon and eggs, definitely.
You're supposed to lift the lid off now so I can say it's from Marcus. You're supposed to lift it.
Did you see this, motherfucker?
Oh, feisty.
We not be able to escape before we get all fucked up.
I love all the cussing.
Narrowband transmission from the Alexander.
That's General Haig's ship.
Yeah. What my line is.
It's obvious the Centauri are the ones causing these bombs. Nope.
Where's the bomb?
Oh, somewhere where you...
Yeah. Hibbity bibbity.
Somewhere where you... Oh, somewhere will you...
Where's the bomb?
Oh, somewhere will you...
Oh, it's right there.
Found it.
Found it. You're right.
That's it.
Oh, that's good.
Lovely.
Good
question.
stuff.
That was good.
Hey, Mike, unshare, boss.
I am attempting to do that. It is.
See, I'm not the only one. I'm
Zoom
not the
is
only
being
one.
very Zoom right now, and how do I disengage?
See, I'm not the
Must
only.
leave the whole meeting. There we go.
There we
Hey.
go. Good job.
Yay!
Well, hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the 58 people who are joining us for our live Season 3 recap. We only started 11 minutes late this time. We're getting better and better as we go. By Season 5, we'll probably only be 5 minutes late. And Ryan from Yum Yum is still a dick, but that's not going to change, so it's fine.
Hi, Ryan.
But he's still our friend.
We love him.
Yes. Scott A is saying no spoilers in the chat. That's good because we do have our newbies present, and the newbies are in the chat as well, too. So, no spoilers. I realize, guys, I didn't put together a list of who's supposed to introduce themselves first, so this is going to be completely fucked. But we're going to do it anyway.
Oh, shit. No.
So, welcome to Grade 17, a Babylon 5 podcast. We're a group of newbies who are watching Babylon 5 for the very first time and just finished Season 3. And a group of first ones who have watched the entire series way too many times. I'm Scott, and with me is...
Mike.
Nicole.
Jessi.
Yeah.
Emily.
Justin.
Blake.
And Kevin.
No one stepped on themselves.
Look at us.
We're fucking professionals.
Fucking personal growth.
Hey, you know what? Okay, first off, I gotta talk to the Aussie in the room. Hey, Ryan, you see, I even put you up there. Spoiler alert, Scott is bad at setting up streams. You know what? Sir, go fuck yourself in the kangaroo you rode in on.
Be nice to Ryan.
Ryan's a good man, even though he's a bit of a dick. It's fine. So, welcome everybody to the live stream, and welcome Ryan too, I guess. But we are so happy to be here at the end of Season 3. We're we're more than half. We are way past halfway through the Babylon 5, the entire series. These newbies only have Season 4, Season 5, and a few movies sprinkled here and there until they have completely watched the entire series. So we're going to be talking tonight about all things season 3. We're also going to do our tournament where we're going to have the newbies vote on what episodes they feel were better than other episodes until we get to the championship. We actually already did that fan vote for that on our Twitter account, so we'll see if the newbies agree with, and also the first ones will be voting too, but we'll see if we agree with what the fans on Twitter said or if we don't. Also, real quick before I get too far in, if you saw our intro page, I'll pull it up again here. I want to take a special moment to thank one of our fans for carving the very first, I think, at least I'm assuming it's the very first, Gray 17 pumpkin. And Jessi, I know you were just chatting with that person, so you want to give them the shout out?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I wasn't ready. You
ready.
didn't tell me.
I know. We're on the fly. We do it live.
Give me a heads up. We just want to shout out to Jason Harlan for carving that pumpkin and hanging out with us from episode 1 all the way through where we are right now. It's been a long, probably crazy ride for all of us, and we're glad to have you here and love your pumpkin.
Ann Rose says, stellar job for the pumpkin. Good job,
Yeah.
good job.
That pumpkin is awesome.
What? Okay, Robert's asking, will Scott let us know when we need to jump? Like now. What are you jumping to?
Where are we jumping to?
I'm confused, Robert. What are we jumping to?
Into the abyss.
Hyperspace?
There is
out
no
the airlock.
There is no bottomless pit with a skylight anywhere near me. I don't know about anyone else on the feed, but nothing for me here. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start chatting season 3. And I've got a few questions, but I also know that Nicole came up with a question when we were recording last, and I wonder if Nicole's memory remembers what that question was.
Kind of.
Go for it, Nicole. Ask your question.
Oh, God. How did I word it? Oh, yes. Okay. Is there a character from season 3 or from the beginning, I guess, of, the whole series that maybe you've kind of grown to like? Like there was a lot of character development, I think, in season 3. So is there a character that maybe you didn't care for or you weren't fond of and now you kind of like them a little bit better or, kind of see them becoming maybe a favorite down the road? That's probably a longer way to ask what I was trying to ask.
No, that was good.
There's somebody that we hated and that we now don't hate.
Yes.
Everybody.
Or not even hated, but like somebody that you're like, he kind of irks me, or I don't really like her, or whatever, I'm indifferent. And then now you're like, oh, they've really developed,
I can say it, and definitely Ryan just hit it on the head, Franklin, for me. Because when we started, I was like, I don't care. Main character is going to die. Hopefully it's Franklin. But when he left, I was like, no. And I was like, wait, do I like this guy? And then he came back and I was like, oh yeah, he's back. So I definitely think this season gave me a newfound appreciation for Franklin.
What else, newbies? Anyone else stand up for that? Go ahead.
I guess for me, it's Ivanova. I remember going way back to the very beginning when we were watching the original pilot, and I was such a huge fan of Takashima.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Ivanova popped on, and I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And understanding the way it was written, stuff like that, was a little weird at the beginning, but I, of course, can't imagine the series without her now.
I have to say, going back to The Gathering, we, on the first one side, had so much fun with all of you that loved Laurel Takashima and just, they better not fucking do anything to her. They better not.
Oh, I loved her. She was my favorite character in The Gathering.
And we're all going,
I loved it.
Well, that's going to be fun next week.
Jesse's going to be pissed off again. Shocking.
I'm looking forward to when the newbies go back and listen to the entire podcast and hear all the times we called them out on Beyond the Rim for whatever's going to happen. Yeah, we definitely had Jessi ready to quit after the pilot episode. That's great.
Yes.
So we got a couple in the chat, too, while you guys are thinking for yourselves. Jacob says, for me, I did not like Veer in Season 1. But
I didn't like Veer in Season 1.
Yeah, but he said, now Veer is now top 5 character for me. Emily, do you like Veer more?
Yeah. I wasn't sure about him at first because I wasn't sure about the weird, like, slapstick kind of comedic value he brought. but I think he's really progressed as a character, and I like him a lot more now.
Now, here's another one for Emily, because Rosemary Bayless says Zathras.
Nope, don't like him.
Emily is still a Zathrai hater.
I don't hate him. I just
Zathrai.
don't like him.
I love him.
But I do feel bad for him because I'm pretty sure he's just overwhelmed and is trying to go 20 different directions and his brain can't keep up.
Jessi, AC Lonina says Takashima was bad.
You can be wrong. It's okay. Everybody's got their opinion.
I'm assuming that's A. Clonina, but I said AC Clonina or Lonina, whatever. What else? We haven't heard from... Well, we have heard from the newbies all. Anyone else have any others that stand out?
I'm man enough to admit that I kind of like Marcus now.
Yeah, I haven't answered yet either.
I always a big fan of Marcus, so I'm glad you've come around, Mike. Yeah, Kevin, if you look at our group drawing, artwork, whatever, Kevin was Marcus before the newbies knew who Marcus was.
Yeah, and I got to say, after having watched this with the newbies and talking about the whole series, I have a new appreciation for, the Sinclair character and his portrayal by Michael O'Hare. And I really like, in this season that everyone has seen now of this group, how his storyline ended. And I think that the way it was written was just absolutely beautiful. Hats off to JMS for being having to write on the fly with that and change a little bit as things went. But the Sinclair character just really didn't resonate. I was just always looking at my watch waiting for Sheridan to show up, and I don't feel quite that way anymore.
See, now I'm looking at my watch waiting for Sheridan to leave because he has not hit it for me this watch through.
Really?
I mentioned that in our last episode. He just doesn't. Yeah. He has not been the oh captain, my captain that he has been for me in the past. I don't know if it's because I'm watching week to week again. I don't know if it's because of what you all are saying when we have our discussions, but I'm just not feeling the John Sheridan as much as I used to feel.
I guarantee you're going to feel differently after season 4.
Well, way to go, Kevin, with the spoiler.
Oh, that's not a spoiler. Come on. Ridiculous. That's a prediction.
We had our Kevin moment of the night, folks. Here we go.
No.
Last the newbies have seen, John Sheridan was nuked.
So I guess if I ask the question, I should answer it.
Yes, please.
So
Hold
go
on.
ahead,
Sorry,
Jessi.
Nicole.
Oh, no, Jesse's going to step
You-
all over you, Nicole.
Yes, I am. I apologize. You just ruined that because I didn't even catch what Kevin said. And you're like, hey, let's bring it back, everybody. Last time he was nuked. Sorry,
I got
Nicole,
another one.
Mike, go for it, and then we'll go to
Somebody in
Nicole.
the
We'll just
chat
keep pushing
reminded
Nicole.
me- Robert in the chat reminded me. I like Kefir a lot better now at the end of the season.
that's a pretty good line of my.
Some of that stuff never gets old, though. I know Ryan was having a back and forth, well, maybe not a back and forth, but at least answering JMS because somebody asked about good old Kefir on Twitter a few days ago. And JMS said what he has said for years, and that is, the studio made me make a character, so I decided to kill him. I think the GIF he used was a bird flying into a mountain. So,
Wow.
Giga says I've always felt that Jakar and Londo were the real stars, so I'm not that surprised. I'm guessing that's referring to my Sheridan comments, but we'll see. Ryan says Sinclair is a far more reflective guy, while Sheridan is more outwardly emotional, almost to a comical degree, because he gets furious about paying rent. Oh, that episode. That was a while ago. That was a good episode. Nicole, we haven't let you speak yet. So
Yeah, what the hell? All right.
Hey, can I go before?
Yeah,
Nicole
Justin,
goes
go for
real
it.
quick? Yeah,
Go for it. Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
No, I'm just joking. Go.
Well, first I'm going to say I've always liked Franklin from the start. Like, I like him. So, somebody mentioned that. Spade said I was a bad person because I didn't like Jakar at first. But for me, I would say I actually have two. Jakar was one of them at the very beginning. If you guys remember, I said I hated him. I didn't like him, all that stuff. And now he's kind of becoming one of my favorites. I really, really like him now. The shift he's done in the last season or two have been like totally different. So I really like him, and I really think it's because his acting is so good. Andreas Katsoulis is just such a good actor, and like watching him do all those emotional scenes. It really like touched my heart. And to me, that's really important to me. And then Marcus, I think that I didn't really care for him at the beginning, and he's really kind of grown on me too. And I think it's because we get to see more and we get to learn more about them. And I feel like the more that these characters show and the more that we get from them, the more I just kind of fall in love with them. So not in a, in a platonic way.
Well, we do talk about pleasure thresholds with Jakar, so maybe Nicole, maybe.
No.
Neil brings up Franklin again. Franklin is better in season 3 as his writing became more consistent. What do you guys think about that? How do you feel about the Good Doctor now that we've gone through a walkabout with him?
I agree with that a lot more because I think that the writing in the beginning it just made him look like a freaking creep. And now he's like showing more depth. And I loved the walk about or around or through or whatever he was doing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, David points out most bad Franklin was from the other writers. That's a good point. I mean, season 1, we had some other writers doing scripts and JMS was running the show, but as we've discussed a couple times, as of the start, well, actually the end of season 2, JMS has been writing the whole kit and caboodle, and he's going to do the same thing for all of season 4 and all but one episode of season 5.
Yeah, it kind of feels like there was like a show Bible that kind of dictated this is what Franklin is about, and like the first writers just didn't get it. Like they tried to portray it, but it just came off like really single note, which made him, as the other said, a creep. Whereas now you've kind of learned his story and what his deal is more, and the writing is more nuanced, and it makes a lot more sense.
Squirrel, this was a conversation we had too on the show, and that is the walkabout went too long. Some folks thought it did. Some folks thought it didn't. I actually remember the walkabout being longer whenever I do a rewatch, and then when I do a rewatch, I'm like, oh, that was only like 3 episodes. I thought that was much longer than what it was.
I agree with you, Scott. I felt like it was longer too. But I really do like that storyline. I think it really gives some nice depth to the Franklin character.
I just wish there's more meat to it. I wish it wasn't just random scenes of him like walking down empty corridors or like huddled in a corner. Like I wish there were some events that happened along the way more than people just checking on him.
Eagle Ass doesn't...
Oh,
go ahead, Justin.
No, I was going to say, I guess I just agree with Clonina posted that Franklin was meant to be a creep, and I think I 100% agree with her on that, because I think that was 100% intentional, that Franklin was supposed to be kind of weird, off-putting, until this walkabout, and then I think one of us even mentioned it when we were recording that particular episode. Once he comes back from his walkabout, he's going to be a completely different person. I think we've already seen a little bit of that from just what we've seen since then.
Yeah, and Scott A. says, having worked with addicts, they can be as difficult and inappropriate as Franklin can be. And we talked about this all the way back in season 1 when you all started kind of hinting on the Franklin being inappropriate, being kind of had a God complex. We've talked about it a lot, and you'll all hear it if you ever rewatch or re-listen to the show. And that is that that was being set up, that he is absolutely a place where he is trying too hard to be perfect. He is trying too hard to do everything for everyone, and obviously that burned him in the end until he could come back. What other characters, to Nicole's question, have elevated themselves? Or we'll flip it around. What characters have you kind of moved away from in liking after season 3? Londo, really? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, when you say that, Jessi and Nicole, are you saying Londo as a character or Londo's actions? Because it's kind of two different things.
Londo's actions. I mean, from, we in season 1, we all kind of held that hope that he would redeem himself, and he didn't. He just doubled down, and he continues to be who they write him to be, and just his actions make me. I'm over his bullshit. Really. So.
I have a controversial one.
Oh, good, please.
Ooh.
Okay. So, we all know Bester's a dick. But here's the thing. Okay? The last couple times we saw him, I kind of appreciated him and liked him. I don't like him, but he's one of those love to hate kind of characters. you know?
100%.
So now I'm like, God damn it, why am I starting to like you? Like, I don't like him in the same way I like the other characters, but like, I kind of like his assholeness a little bit. Like, I kind of like how direct he is, and he's kind of growing on me like a fungus that I don't want. And I don't want it near me, but I can't stop. Like, I kind of love to hate him.
So let's parse this out a little bit. Nicole loves Bester's asshole, except for it has a fungus that's growing on her.
No. He is the asshole. You know how you have that friend that's like kind of a dick, but you love him anyways, and you like to go out with him and drink and hear the crazy shit they say.
Yeah, he's on this
podcast. Scott.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about
the guy
Bester.
right there.
Yeah. But that's kind of how I feel about Bester. It's like, I fucking hate you, but at the same time, I love you, you know? Like, so
I
yeah.
wouldn't go that far.
That's my controversial hot take.
So, Nicole, as everyone knows from your crazy little call-out last episode where you said fuck Star Trek, I'm going to leave you out of this question because you haven't actually watched Star Trek. But a couple of us mentioned that for us, Walter Koenig in our heads pops in as Bester before he pops in as Chekhov. For the newbies, basically I'm asking Emily and Justin because I know Jessi hasn't watched Trek either.
Right.
Do you still think of Walter Koenig as Chekhov first, or are you starting to move into a Bester first category?
Oof.
Go ahead, Emily.
That one's tough just because I've been watching B5 and I haven't watched TOS in a while.
True.
So just because of what I've been watching, I'm more likely to think of Bester. But in my heart, I still want him to be sweet Chekhov and not douchey Psychor.
Yeah, I mean, having grown up... Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
Having grown up watching the Star Trek movies, it's going to be really hard for me to think of him as anything but Chekhov first.
Well, he was only in the Star Trek movies for about 20 minutes total, so...
That's not totally accurate, but okay.
It's close.
It's kind of accurate, besides nuclear vessels.
And having a bug in his ear.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
I don't know. I have a lot of nostalgia for the Star Trek movies, so I'm always going to think of him as Chekhov first. But I think this shows a lot better range for him. That scene where he's in the interrogation room with Ivanova is an all-time favorite, acting scene of mine for Walter Koenig. I mean, him doing the Edgar Allan Poe shtick was pretty funny.
Catherine says Bester is the Karen of today. Justin, what'd you have?
At the beginning, when Bester first showed up, I was 100%, oh my God, Chekhov's on Babylon 5. But as time goes on, I'm beginning to flip a little bit. Like, I just the other day rewatched Adam Nimoy's documentary, I Am Spock. And when they were interviewing Walter Koenig, I was hearing Bester. So I think I'm beginning to flip and view him more as Bester than Chekhov.
So, Kevin, to your... go ahead, Blake.
I was like, because I'm going to go the opposite track of Kevin. Also growing up with the Star Trek movies and seeing them, I just think the range of the character he got to play in this show, to me, he's a much better character here than what he got the opportunity to be in Star Trek. So for me, it does fit seeing him as Bester.
Oh, I'm not.
And I love that. There's that meme out there that they have. It's the original TOS Enterprise, and they see B5 on the view screen. It's like you're cleared to board except that guy on the right, and it's Chekhov saying, "There's yeah, screw that guy."
I'm not disagreeing with you, Blake, at all. He definitely got to show more range, and I think part of what I think of when I think of Walter Koenig is also coming from the one Futurama episode that's probably my favorite of that series. He was hilarious in that episode, but the nostalgia just outweighs the rest of it for me.
Scott A kind of refers to what you guys are talking about too. It's one of the best things of JMS's writing. No one is really fully good or evil. People are the hero of their own story, and that's the key thing. A good villain is always going to be the hero of their own story. And then Rosemary says, Star Trek is my first sci-fi love, but B5 is my favorite. And she's going to the Star Trek cruise. Emily's already asked to go too. But Rosemary, if you can smuggle me aboard, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I looked into it, and the money just isn't there. Which makes me sad. I have the sads about it.
So if you'd like to donate to Emily and I going to the Star Trek cruise, personally, for professional reasons, we'll interview people and we'll try not to fanboy and fangirl too much. Although I think Todd Stashwick's going to be there, Emily, so I may have to hold you down a little bit before you hold Stashwick down. So,
I mean, yeah, you're not.
We may need a second pot of money for the legal cost for fighting the restraining order.
This is
Spade Espada says Sheridan is Scarecrow. And, you know, I feel a little bit similarly in that I'll always think of Boxleitner as Tron before I think of him as Sheridan. But again, that's nostalgia talking because obviously his portrayal of Sheridan is probably more iconic.
And of course, Spade goes, Tron? Question mark?
Come on.
Okay,
Tron is a movie that everybody insists is good.
It is good.
Actually,
Shut up.
pretty
End of
hard to
sentence.
get through.
No,
I would sit down and watch Disney's The Black Hole 20 times before I watch Tron again, and I watched both of them as a kid.
You're wrong.
I know.
And I had to watch both of them before I watch A Clockwork Orange. I can't stand that.
Okay, we're not going to go down the Kubrick.
Agree, sir.
We're not going to go down the Kubrick hate because then I get in trouble, as always.
Hey, and I'd watch Brendan Fraser's The Mummy on repeat.
I like that.
I like that movie. That's a good
Those are
movie.
good movies.
Thank you.
Good movies.
Brendan Fraser was hot as hell in there.
It was a better Indiana Jones movie than Crystal Skull. So,
right.
Plus, like that's when Brendan Fraser was in his like heyday of being hot as fuck. So, sign me up for that movie.
on that note of Brendan Fraser being hot as fuck, although, have you heard the rumor? Because Brendan Fraser was supposed to play Superman back before the Burton thing fell apart, and they went. Yeah. So here's the rumor, though: is James Gunn is looking to Brendan Fraser to play good old Daddy Kent. So he would come full circle,
I see that. Yeah,
and he would be Pa Kent. So looking forward to 2025 when we actually have a good Superman movie. But that's for another podcast. Let's see here. Does anyone else want to have any questions, highlights about season 3 specifically? And also in the chat too. If you have questions for the newbies or for the first ones about season 3, we'll talk for a few more minutes and then we'll get into our tournament. So newbies, do you have anything else you want to talk about character-wise? Things that surprised you? Things that pissed you off? Anything like that?
Everything pissed me off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Emily, we would
Pissing
all.
off, where do we start?
Emily, we would all be better off if you weren't on this show. We were told that a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
that one
I
guy.
can always leave after tonight, so.
I'm sorry, but I love the look on Jesse's face when you said that. When you said that we'd all be better off without Emily on the show, like Jesse was ready to just
Throw that.
She doesn't get sarcasm at all, or callbacks for that matter.
Oh yeah, I'm never sarcastic whatsoever.
Well, before we
No,
start,
I was ready to fight you over my girls, so don't talk about her.
You- it would
that
not be-
includes the.
it would not be the first time you fought me over anybody, so it's fine.
That's true.
So before,
will-
real quick, before we do that, I have to do the little plug first. We have 70 people watching, so hello everybody. If you're not in the chat, join the chat. But also, we have 21 little thumbs up right now. So that means 49 of you haven't given us a thumbs up.
I don't know how to
And
do
that is painful.
That hurts my feelings.
It hurts. You should do that. Just because it hurts our feelings.
Stop it. None of you fuckers have feelings.
And then if you
I feel hungry.
if you
Does
really
that
want to
count?
make us feel better, click that subscribe button while you're at it. That'd be fun too. And then if you really want to send us over the moon, click that little bell icon, please. Okay, go ahead, guys.
And fund our trip for a Star Trek cruise.
Well, the bell icon just notifies them. It doesn't cost money, so.
No, hit the dollar sign.
Hey, but speaking of costing them money, though, This is my plug to throw in here that Gray 17 is going to participate once again in the Extra Life fundraising campaign for Children's Miracle Network, which
Yes, we
means
are.
that in 2 weeks we're going to play video games and live stream it, and it's going to be a complete and utter debacle, just like this was.
Yes.
But it should also be hopefully pretty fun, and you can click on our go to our Facebook page to pull up the post, or I will post in the chat right here the link to our team's fundraising page. You can either donate directly to the team if you're having a hard time choosing your favorite host, or you can pick me and donate directly to my page so I can hold it over the rest of the
No,
bucks.
you're going to donate to my page that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Because I'm the only one that got that shit together.
I vote Mike. I vote Mike.
And we're going to try and raise some money for the kids. So
Last time we played Ghostbusters, we played Fortnite. It was horrendous, but fun all at the same time.
Shannon played with us.
Yeah, you could watch me get actually aggravated with Scott while we were playing Ghostbusters because he kept incessantly trolling me.
I just followed around and started messing with your back. It was great. You had a proton pack that you couldn't get to figure out. I don't know. I don't get it.
So we're definitely going to play Ghostbusters again because it has a very tenuous link to JMS.
This is true. I actually created a animated Spangler I can play with.
Ooh.
That just sounded wrong there.
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
It
know what
sounded
that
real
means.
bad.
Filthy.
Oh, come on. One of my best lines from Spangler was in Ghostbusters 2. I think they like me for my epididymis.
He was my favorite. Egon was always my favorite Ghostbuster.
Getting a good idea here. Reading through the chat, people are suggesting different games that we could play or things that they would like us to see. I don't know that we would do some of those things, like the B5 board game is a great idea. I've played it and I love it. And I know Scott has it and I have a copy.
Mm-hmm. It's right there.
Obviously, we would need to be physically together to do that, so that's a little bit challenging, but maybe someday.
Well, you know what, Mike? I have it on Tabletop Simulator. I have never tried it because there's a lot of pieces, but I have it.
I'm just going to say, I don't know that we'll do that for Extra Life, but we should totally look into it for another time.
Well, he said Battlestar Galactica, not Babylon 5 board game. Get your facts straight.
Did I say the wrong thing?
No, he said Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, I heard him say Babylon 5.
He said
but
Babylon
that's
5.
Oh,
That's
well,
okay.
He meant
So
Battlestar
anyway,
Galactica.
So what I'm getting at is if anybody has suggestions for other good co-op or multiplayer games that we could all possibly play to entertain you, feel free to post. If you don't donate, we're going to ignore your suggestion.
Wow.
Nice.
There you go. So I've made my plug. Please. I personally have done Extra Life for 4 or 5 years now. It's always been a lot of fun, and we always manage to raise a good amount of money for the local charities. And you know what? If you don't feel comfortable donating through Extra Life, go make a donation to your local hospital. I know at least one of our listeners a couple years ago did just that. So,
Yes, absolutely.
Good times. So there you go.
Scott A says I killed the conversation, and that happens every time. It's just normal. And Kevin
I'm awake.
says, Kevin,
Yes, Catherine.
Kevin Hernandez says, Scott's making it weird. Again, normal. But you all keep coming back. I don't know why. Although I will point out, I said we had 70 watchers, but not enough likes, and then it dropped down to 69 as soon as I said that. So somebody's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, they hate us. It's fine.
Oh, there you go,
It's you.
Neil. I like that idea. Secret Bester using Secret Hitler.
That's cool.
I love Secret Hitler.
actually,
quite honestly,
that could
the
be
next time we actually get together, like in person at somebody's house and can play something, like there are some great suggestions in the chat, like Secret Bester and
Spade, I have been trying to keep this group together for over a year now, and I got a year to go. We are not playing Monopoly, because that will end the show.
Oh, yeah. That will end friendships and lives.
Yeah, somebody's table will get
Squirrel,
flipped.
I do have Catan, the Star Trek edition. And by the way, if you're a Catan fan, the Star Trek edition is a better Catan in general, because it has the action cards. So it's not just rolling the dice and getting random shit. You actually have to have strategy. So I always play Star Trek Catan over Catan. Let's see.
Can we talk about Babylon 5 again?
Yeah, sure. I guess.
We're done with that.
Because Jacob,
donate to my charity, yeah.
Jacob S. has asked this question twice now. Okay. The biggest left turn you didn't see coming
there you
in
go.
season 3.
Now,
Any
Kevin.
people
wants to
just to
start?
stay on topic?
Right.
I was going to say...
I don't.
No, go ahead.
I don't think I saw Sinclair coming back, and I know you're all gonna make fun of me because it was foreshadowed, and it was, duh, if you already knew what was happening. But I had no idea, and when I saw him, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I was jacked. Anyway, I didn't see that happening. I'm glad it did, though.
Yeah, I didn't see Anna coming back. That one was like, what?
Yeah.
That bitch.
Agreed.
Like,
What
I
pissed
knew.
me off I'm sorry. I thought you were done, Nicole.
Go ahead. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your comment.
I was just saying, I knew it was gonna be a woman, but it sounded like almost like a child or like a robotic voice in the previous, like, when was she in the future? When it was shown before in the previous episode, I can't remember.
War
which one
Without
it was.
End.
Yes, thank you. It sounded like a robotic voice or like a childlike. It didn't sound like a grown woman. So when it was Anna, I was like, did not see that coming.
Melissa Gilbert really does appreciate you say that she sounds like a child and a robot.
Well, she
has
wasn't
a
the voice
very
in the first
unique
one.
voice.
Yeah, she wasn't the voice in the first one, right?
In War Without End? Yeah, she was.
Was it the same? Oh.
That was her.
Well, it sounded creepy in that one, but it sounded different in the episode we saw. Like, so there was something that was different.
That's actually what really annoyed Emily, because she recognized the voice but didn't know where it was from and tried to link it back to Babylon 5, not Little House on the Prairie like she should have.
Because why would I have thought that?
Right.
Anybody else?
I don't know if it was a left turn that shocked me as much as pissed me off as when Kosh got Koshed.
Yeah.
That they killed off my homeboy and I was not happy.
Did that happen this season? I feel like that was like 8 years ago.
It was. Only a few episodes ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Remember, poor Justin was like, I don't get enough Kosh. And then Kosh showed up for an episode, and he was so
he got
excited.
Koshed, yeah.
He was like, oh, Kosh is back. And we're like, oh, just wait 2 episodes, buddy. Just wait.
To be fair, Kosh was back with him walking through the background.
This is true.
I have to say, I agree with what Ryan said, is how buff Franklin was. I was like, damn. So I'm with you on that.
Somebody else in the chat a while back said Jessi was all about the Peck Daddy. So
Dr. Pex. I thought he was talking about Jakar, because you know how I feel about him in his robe.
Every time Jakar shows up in a robe, Jessi's on that show for some reason. I don't know why.
Why would I not be? He's super hot for an alien.
Okay, let's keep this going, but let's start talking episodes. And to do that, we're going to do our seasonal tournament, where we are going to use the Lurker's Guide ratings to go ahead and create a tournament bracket. And our first round is going to be the play-in round for those also ran episodes that may not be the best. And Mike, I think you're going to go ahead and pull it up on the screen for us.
Yes, sir.
Dun dun dun.
Putting a lot of faith in me.
I know, man. Better you than me.
Question is, do I need to?
There you go. You may need to zoom in though a little bit.
Yeah, mine is blind. I can't see that.
Yeah, my old ass eyes.
There you go. Keep go a little
There
farther,
you go.
Mike. Go even farther.
Oh boy.
I'm looking at the screen. There you go. Okay, so this is the buy-in round. So these are episodes ranked by their Lurker's Guide score. So A Day in the Strife was the 17th highest rated episode of season 3, and Walkabout was 16th. Now I saw Shannon was in the chat, and Shannon last season said, "Hey guys, you're talking about these episodes, and I have no clue what episode is which. So let me go ahead and do it this way." So the first one we're going to vote on, guys, is A Day in the Strife versus Walkabout. A Day in the Strife is Sheridan and Ivanova try to deal with an association of cargo pilots. An alien probe makes first contact with the station. Jakar's position among the Narn is threatened by the arrival of a Centauri-appointed liaison. So this is the one where the alien probe tried to make Babylon 5 go boom. And then Walkabout, which we just watched a little bit ago, is about Lita tests the limits of the Shadow's newly discovered weakness. Dr. Franklin goes on a journey to discover his place in life and meets a singer in Down Below. The new Ambassador Kosh arrives on the station. So, how we're going to do this is everyone is going to get a vote, and that everyone being everyone on Gray 17. And then Mike has moved us over onto like the next round.
Did I?
Yes. We're looking at separate dreams now. It's fine.
No.
So we're going to be looking at A Day in the Strife and Walkabout. Everyone on Gray 17 is going to get a vote, and I'll call you out and have you vote. And then if we do have a tie, we will go to the group chat on the YouTube to break that tie. And like we've done the past 2 seasons, everyone is going to get the thumb on the scale vote, which means you're going to get 1 extra vote to add to an episode of your choosing sometime during the tournament. And most of you burn through these in the first round, and I don't know why you do it, but you do it every time. So we'll see if this happens again. But remember, everyone gets 1 thumb on the scale vote throughout the tournament. So the first one we're going to have is, again, A Day in the Strife and Walkabout. Let's go to Emily first. What do you vote for? A Day in the Strife and Walkabout.
Walkabout.
Walkabout with 1 vote. Justin.
A Day in the Strife because fuck Nukash.
Whoa.
He's a little bitter. Blake.
Walkabout.
Got 2 for Walkabout. Mike.
Actually, a really tough one. I'm gonna go with Walkabout.
Walkabout.
Even though I hate the Stinger storyline.
Kevin.
Walkabout.
Nicole.
Walkabout.
And Jessi.
Walkabout.
And I'm going to vote for Walkabout as well, which makes it 7-1. And Mike, you can refresh. There you go. Look at that. And now it came back to where we can actually see it on the screen too. So that's cool.
Well, it's because I collapsed the controls on the.
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
I thought I was making it better. Sorry.
Next round, we have our next one of this round, number 21, Exogenesis, against number 12, Matters of Honor. And Exogenesis, I don't even think I need to read the synopsis. It's the one with the slugs on your back.
Centipedes.
Yes. And Matters of Honor was the first episode of the season. While on Earth, officials investigate the mystery ship encountered by Lieutenant Kefner in hyperspace. Londo attempts to sever his ties with Morden. That went so well. Sheridan receives a new tool in the fight against the shadows. So let's do our vote on this one. And let's go the opposite way this time. And Jessi, Exo or Matters of Honor?
Matters of Honor.
Okay. Nicole.
Matters of Honor, no question.
Kevin.
Matters of Honor.
Mike.
Matters of Honor.
Blake.
Matters of Honor.
Justin.
I was going to say we should have just declared Matters of Honor by acclamation. I can't
Yes.
imagine anybody
Yes.
voting for Exogenesis, but Matters of Honor.
Emily.
Matters of Honor.
Yeah, it's going to be unanimous. I mean, I wish I could vote for Exogenesis just to be that guy, but it's really terrible, so I can't.
Yeah.
Even JMS said I'm sorry on that one. Next up, we have Passing Through Gethsemane against Sick Transit Veer. So Passing Through Gethsemane is Lita Alexander returns to the station at cautious behest. One of Theo's brothers, Brother Edward, discovers that he may have a hidden past. And then Sick Transit Veer is, if I click on the right one, there we go. Londo introduces Veer to a surprising new acquaintance, his future wife. A heavy influx of Narns to the station raises suspicions. So we have Sick Transit Veer or Passing Through Gethsemane. And let's go to Emily first.
Sick Transit Veer.
Ooh, okay, interesting. You like Nazi wives. I got it.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly why I voted for it.
Justin.
Gethsemane.
Blake.
Gethsemane.
Mike.
Gethsemane.
Kevin.
Sick Transit Veer.
Oh.
Nicole.
Passing through Gethsemane because basically Veer's future wife sucks.
Jessi.
Because we had to define what justice was, I'm going to go with Gethsemane.
Yeah, we had a very good conversation about that
We
one, didn't
did. That was a good episode.
That was a great episode.
And I have made it very clear that this is one of my favorite episodes of all of Babylon 5, so I'm voting for passing as well. So that moves on past Sick Transit Veer. You're good. There it is. And now we go on to the 19 versus the 14 seed. Convictions versus Ceremonies of Light and Dark. So Convictions is a series of bombings threatens the station, and Ivanova calls on some unusual investigators to help solve the mystery. This is the Mad Bomber episode. And then along with that, we have Ceremonies of Light and Dark. And with that episode, it was the Night Watch orders its members on Babylon 5 to target Delenn in an attempt to undermine Minbari actions during the recent crisis. Londo presents Rifa with an ultimatum. So, Jessi, ceremonies or convictions?
I'm going to go with ceremonies.
Okay. Nicole.
This is a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with convictions.
Okay, 1-1. Kevin.
Ceremonies.
Mike.
Yeah, this I like both of these episodes actually, but I think I'm leaning into convictions.
And then Blake.
Yeah, I'm torn on this one, but I'm going to give it to ceremonies.
Okay, it's 3-2 for ceremonies right now. Justin.
Convictions.
Wow.
Emily.
Ceremonies.
Okay, we're going to have our first tie because, just like Jacob said, Convictions is the better episode because of that scene in the elevator
Katie
between
said the same thing,
Jakar
yeah.
and Londo.
Oh, yeah.
So it is
that scene alone
a tie, 4-4, because I'm voting for Convictions.
What about the scene with Rifa and Londo? That was even better.
Agreed.
That was good, but I still got to go with convictions.
Okay, everyone in the chat, calm down for a second. Okay, calm down. So, let me look at the chat real quick. I'm going to start counting at, let's see who said first. It looks like Spade. Okay, so Spade voted for Light and Dark. And start voting after that. So
Wait a minute. Is anyone going to put their hand on the scale?
That's true. That's true. You can do that. That's right, Kevin.
No, I'm saving my shit.
I don't want to spend it now.
Kevin just wants you all to spend your stuff so he has it later on.
He's trying to trick us. No,
Anybody want to do it? Anybody? Okay. So I got 1 for Light and Dark, 1, 2, 3, 4 for.
Wait, I'm doing it.
Okay, Kevin's doing it. Oh, Kevin's doing it. Well, you said does anybody, and then you were quiet.
Ceremonies.
Are you serious?
Hey.
Are you serious?
Man.
No.
Boo.
No. Anyone want to change their vote just to piss off Kevin? Anybody? Blake is changing his vote. No.
Come on.
No. We won't do that to him. Oh man.
So wait, if one of us tips the scale,
You can
it's
still
tied.
okay. So right now it's 5-4, and everyone's still voting in the chat. I love the chat; they're still going. Okay, Ceremonies of Light and Dark has a 5 with Kevin's tippage, and Convictions has a 4. So you're right. We're not going to change anybody's votes, but if anyone else wants to add to it, let me know. Emily just got her popcorn, and she's just enjoying it.
I feel strongly enough about
Same.
this. Like
Yeah.
they're both good.
Yeah.
Well, and here, I mean, you
I'm
can
not,
go ahead.
I'm not
Jason.
ready to bust my nut. Well, I'm just saying I'm not ready.
Thank
to
you
bust
for
my
that
nut
visual.
just yet.
Wow.
But you heard it here first, folks. Justin will bust a nut
yeah.
sooner or later.
Well, and just looking at the bracket, I'm like neither of these episodes.
That's what I was going to say, Mark.
round, so-
I mean, you got the bracket up right now. Whatever wins is going to go against War Without End Part 2.
Right.
So, okay, Kevin, you win this round.
Take your
Ceremonies and Light.
Yeah.
Ceremonies of Light and Dark will survive for another 5 minutes.
Right. Wow.
Convictions is still a better episode. Okay, next we have the 11th. Sorry, everyone in the chat. I know. Oh, Ryan's like, bisexual Ivanova. Yay! Okay.
Yay!
We now have the 11 seed, Dust to Dust, against the last seed episode of Season 3, near and dear to our hearts, Gray 17 is missing. So Dust to Dust was An addictive drug with telepathic effects is found on the station, prompting a visit from Bester. Jakar reaches a turning point and gets really fucking high. And then we have, for Gray 17 is Missing, it had Freddy in it and a doll. You all know what Gray 17 is Missing is. So, let's start the vote for this episode. We have, first, let's do Emily. Dust to Dust or Gray 17 is Missing?
Dust to Dust.
Justin?
Just because I want to watch the world burn, I'm going to vote for Gray 17.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Blake?
Dust to Dust.
Mike?
Dust to Dust.
Kevin?
Dust.
You fucker suck.
Nicole?
Ryan said Gray 17 is Missing should have been called Naroon was right.
I'm going
Jesus.
for our namesake. Gray 17 is Missing. Also, it
Yeah.
had fucking Freddy Krueger in it, so that's who I'm picking.
Robert Englund in all his glory. Jessi?
What's the count?
It is 4-2. Dust is winning, and you and I have not voted.
Dust to Dust.
Oh, come on! I would have tied it, Jessi. I would have tied
Damn
it. Okay.
I
Dust to
can't
Dust.
do it. It was
You're
so
all
bad.
insulting our namesake. I'm just saying.
I did pick the namesake because it is the worst episode of the entire goddamn show. Nicole, I'm just throwing it out there.
But it's still our namesake, damn it. We should have pride in it.
I know. I'll vote for it. It'll be 5-3.
Definitely not the worst episode of this show. It's definitely not.
Oh, have we seen the worst episode of the show, Kevin?
I'm not saying because I'm Mr. Never mind.
Kevin's the end credits little moniker. James Bond will return. John Sheridan will return.
Nice.
Okay, Dust to Dust takes it 5-3. Okay, last one of the play-in round. We have number 15 seed, Voices of Authority, against 18, Emily's favorite episode, A Late Delivery from Avalon. So, Voices of Authority was... Drawl helps the crew attempt to contact more of the first ones. Sheridan works to hide his conspiracy from the Night Watch. The only thing you need to remember about that episode is Zog. And then A Late Delivery from Avalon. As Sheridan and Ivanova try to gain recognition of the station's new status among the alien governments, a traveler arrives with an unbelievable story out of a distant legend. Spoilers, he thinks he's King Arthur. So, let's go to Jessi first, who ruined the last vote. So, Jessi, Late Delivery from Avalon or Voices of Authority?
Let's go Avalon. Because it was the best of the best ever.
Nicole.
Voices of Authority.
Mike, you have another screen up that's popping on this.
No.
Sorry. Kevin.
Voices.
You sound so excited when you vote for that. Mike. Go ahead, Kevin.
I just feel like I'm going to get my heart broken on this one because I'm not a Late Delivery from Avalon fan.
Yeah. Mike?
And I'm not either, but given the choice between these two, I can't believe I'm going to say it. Avalon.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
It is tied 2-2.
Drunk Noble Jakar is where it's at in this episode.
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, and then the kind of twist ending.
Blake.
Avalon.
3-2. Justin.
I actually liked it, so I'm going Avalon.
4-2. Emily.
Hey.
Avalon.
Yeah.
Hey.
Mike hit it for me as well too. I freaking love Jakar in this episode, and Michael York is Michael York. Voices is good, and it's a good episode that kind of builds upon the Shadow War. But it's, I'm gonna go with Avalon. So it's 2-6. Avalon moves forward.
I do not understand you people.
Well,
I did not
Kevin,
expect that to win.
once again, it's going up against Zaha Doom. So we let it survive for about 5 more minutes.
I don't know
It's
that
a
I get it
sacrificial
either,
lamb.
Kevin, but...
Katie says, me either, Kevin. I don't understand them either. Okay, so we're now going to move into the first real round after the play-in round. So on these ones, guys, because we're getting into some bigger episodes, Tell me more. I mean, some of you already started doing this, but tell me why you're voting the way you're voting on these. So first one is going to be number 1 seed, Severed Dreams, versus number 16 seed, Walkabout. And Severed Dreams, in case you forgot that episode for some reason.
It's like, what happened in that one, Scott?
When President Clark tries to seize control of Babylon 5 by force, Sheridan is faced with the prospect of severing the station's ties with Earth. Delenn receives disturbing news from a ranger. So let's go to Emily first. Severed Dreams or Walkabout? There's a pause here.
I have to go with Severed Dreams.
How you waited.
I was about to lose it. Okay.
Right.
Why did you vote for Severed Dreams, aside from the fact it's Severed Dreams?
I feel like there was more of the story in it.
Okay.
As far as like what's going on with EarthGov and all that shit.
Justin.
I mean, shocker. Who's gonna be surprised? Severed Dreams tickles all of my conspiracy theory parts, so that's why
we're getting closer to the nut right now. It's getting tickled.
Which parts are those?
I'm not gonna. I almost said a different word, but I changed it at the last second. So anyway, I'm gonna hold my nut for now.
Oh, Jesus. I really want one person to vote for Walkabout just to watch Kevin's face explode. Okay, Blake.
Okay, so get ready for this one. And here's the thing. The reason I'm debating it is Severed Dreams is a good episode, but you're asking us to take it without the 2 that come before it.
That's true.
And for me, trying to judge that without looking at Messages from Earth, Point of No Return, and Severed Dreams as that 3-parter. Looking at it on its own, I would almost go Walkabout as a vote on that, just because I think the storyline with Franklin and some of the development in Walkabout as a standalone episode versus Severed Dreams on its own.
Pull the trigger, Blake. Do it.
Do it.
Walkabout.
Go ahead. Throw your vote away.
Wow.
And our friendship is over.
Mike needs Monopoly.
Oh, shit. Mike, what do you got?
That's Severed Dreams.
Yeah. Kevin.
Severed Dreams.
Because only it doesn't have singing.
Only my favorite episode of the series.
Nicole.
Well, I gotta say, Blake did raise a very good point, because if you look at the episodes on their own, I do think Walkabout has more content and more meat than Severed Dreams, but I gotta go with Severed Dreams just because it was the first chance that they got to really show them who they were, kind of thing. So I'll go with Severed Dreams, even though I was very, very torn because I kind of felt the same way about Walkabout that Blake said.
That was such a letdown, Nicole. I'm disappointed.
Reptilian Samurai states the most obvious statement ever. You all have weird tastes. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
except me, mine are all very conventional.
Yeah, I almost said thoughts, Mike.
I just look at things differently, I think, than a typical like sci-fi watcher or just a TV show watcher. Like, I don't observe the important things that you guys observe. I observe the weird shit. So I don't know what that says about me.
Wow, Jacob wants Blake muted for a few minutes for choosing Walkabout.
Put him in the corner.
Dunce cap. Here you go.
Jessi, what do you
Reptilian
got?
Samurai must be new here because he says people have weird taste.
Reptilian's been here from the beginning.
Okay. Have you met us?
Yeah. And you know what? Go ahead and mute me too.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go with Blake. And I really, really enjoyed Walkabout because we all get in this weird cycle where we choose like our profession over like our lives, and we like literally live to work and not work to live. And the Walkabout really spoke to my soul when he was like, I can't do this anymore. I got to go find myself. So I'm choosing Walkabout. Mute me now.
Can I just add something to that? I feel like we've all hit a point in our life where we're like, what are we doing? And we kind of need to find ourselves. And I feel like that episode was so relatable, like you said, Jessi, to the heart. Like I felt that too. And some of the things he was saying in there were just really profound to me. So I definitely I feel like I connected on that episode a lot more. I just kind of like the stick it to the man a little bit more, just a dash more. You know, that's why I think Severed Dreams for me. But everything you said is so on the money.
So Stewart said
that was
this...
one of our best conversations.
Was
during Walkabout too. Yeah.
Well, remember our Severed Dreams was our live conversation too. We were all in Kevin's garage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
We had great pulled our Italian beef. It was great. Stewart said this before Jessi voted. Another vote for Walkabout, and the podcast should be broken, as was prophesized.
Break this bitch. Let's do it.
Well, I'm not going to break the bitch, at least not yet. I'm voting for Severed Dreams. A couple things have already been said in the chat as to why. The Delenn speech, Be Somewhere Else, is amazing. And then also, somebody pointed out, I didn't catch the name, sorry, but a lot of the Franklin development actually happens in Shadow Dancing rather than Walkabout. So if you're looking for Franklin stuff, it's another episode. So Severed Dreams moves forward 6-2. Okay. Next up is seed number 9 versus seed number 8, and The Rock Cried Out, No Hiding Place, versus Messages from Earth. And The Rock Cried Out is, Londo uses Jakar and Veer to gain power in the Centauri royal court. Sheridan is consumed by his analysis of the shadow strategies and can't figure out how to read a map for at least 10 days. And then, for Messages from Earth, we have... as the Senate continues to investigate President Clark, an archaeologist brings news of a development back home that forces Sheridan to act against the Earth government. The Night Watch tightens its grip on civilian populations. So, Jessi, how do you vote between And the Rock Cried Out and Messages from Earth?
This is rough. I'm going to go with The Rock Cried Out.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. Because I love them both, and that's... I don't know. Because I don't have any idea.
Cool. Nicole?
I am going to go with The Rock Cried Out. I do love Messages from Earth. They're both great episodes, but that end scene with the juxtaposition between the music and Rifa getting killed, that was just so... It was just such a classic fucking moment that it was iconic. So I'm going with that one.
Kevin?
Messages.
Really? Tell us why.
Well, I always, whenever we were talking Beyond the Rim or talking in the regular about Rock, I kept thinking, oh yeah, I really like that one. And then when we saw it this time, I don't know, I felt a little bit let down by it. And I like the 3-episode story arc so much of the Point of No Return, Messages, and Severed Dreams that I think that one kind of wins out for me, although it's a very close one for me.
Okay. And then Blake. Or no, Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Ah, fuck. I'm still trying to figure it out. I gotta say, I'm a little bit with Kevin on this one. Messages as a standalone episode doesn't do a whole lot for me, but being part of that kind of trifecta, it's huge. I do remember really liking A Rock Cried Out a lot more than I did this time. This time I watched it and I felt very critical about how almost comedic it was at times with the religious leaders and the kind of over-the-top banter between them, but I think I'm still going to give it to A Rock Cried Out because I do ultimately think that the storyline between Londo and Rifa and Jakar is the winner.
So right now it's 3-2. Rock Cried Out is in the lead. Blake, what do you got?
So I'm going to go within The Rock Cried Out. And again, I think if you put Severed Dreams, Point of No Return, Messages from Earth as a bundle, no question, hands down, vote for it all the way through. But on a standalone basis, and The Rock Cried Out, especially with that end scene, like Nicole mentioned, where you've got that overlay with the gospel song as the Narns are just absolutely going to town and taking Rifa out.
Yes.
I just love that ending of that episode. And even the religious parts of it is the discussion we had around religion and the way the show has portrayed religion. I'm going to go with that one.
Justin.
Fuck, Blake, you messed it up for me, man. I was totally gonna vote for messages until that speech.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So my line of thinking was, as much as I love the scene of Rifa getting what he deserves, and as much as I was gonna say, because Messages from Earth is part of that trilogy that I absolutely like is my niche. Taking it, Blake made the point, and I'm angry at him for it, but taking it on standalone, I've got to go with Rock.
Okay. Emily.
Was Messages from Earth the one where Sheridan talks to his dad?
No.
That's Point of No Return.
Oh, that one. Okay.
They do a raid on into Mars with the White Star.
Yeah. And Mary, the person Garibaldi was looking for.
Yeah,
Mary
the archaeologist comes and talks to them at the beginning, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Messages from Earth. There's something about And the Rock Cried Out that just irritated me.
You're all crazy. Well, at least 3 of you are crazy. Rock Cried Out is one of the best episodes of B5, if not one of the best episodes on TV. I mean, the twist alone of you thinking Londo is going after Chikara the entire time until you realize it was all a setup. And as already been said, the gospel song as Rifa is just being chased down by Narn is it's beautiful television, whether it's Babylon 5 or not. So I'm gonna vote for Rock, and it's 6. No, it's 5-3. 5-3. So we'll save that. Next up, Interludes and Examinations are 5 seed versus Matters of Honor. Now I've already told you what Matters of Honor was a few minutes ago. So Interludes and Examinations is Sheridan tries to rally support for his cause as direct confrontations with the shadows begin in earnest. Frictions increase between Londo and Morden. And this is the one that had, yeah, I mean, that's it. Let's go ahead and go to, oh, you guys have moved on my screen. I'm gonna go with it. Nicole, Interludes and Examinations or Matters of Honor?
I'll go with Interludes.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, so is this the one where, no, this isn't the one with Leto where they went out.
No, this
I know
is...
he was, okay, this is the other one where they were trying to rally people to help with the shadows, right?
Yeah. No, this, Londo has a new pack with Morden.
Oh, that's right, that's right. I think I was confusing this one with another one. But I still feel like I'm going to go with this one because if I remember correctly, this was a good episode overall. Matters of Honor was good too, but I don't know why I feel like I'm confusing this episode with something else. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in this, but I'm going to go with Interludes.
Okay. Jessi.
I'm going with I don't know. I'm gonna go with Interludes because just when I thought Londo was done with Morden, we get right back into it, and he doubled down and showed me how much I continued to dislike him. So, I think that just justified the continued hate. I'm gonna go with 5.
Yeah, Ryan also points out that I buried the lead in the fact that this is the episode where Kosh dies.
I was going to say, isn't this the one where he says, I can't be with you? Okay, so this is the one I was thinking of. Yeah. So the Kosh and Sheridan stuff. And isn't this the one where the chick dies too? What's her face? Londo's love, Adira?
Yep.
Okay, so
solidifies Londo and Morden.
Yes. Yeah, definitely Interludes. Yeah.
Okay, Kevin.
Interludes.
Mike.
Yeah, it's Interludes. It's just a better episode with a lot more impact. I mean, Matters you get the White Star, and Marcus shows up and introduces himself, but other than that, I think Interludes is really where things move forward.
Blake.
Interludes. And for me, a lot of it is that sequence where Sheridan has the dream of Tosh.
Mm-hmm.
Tosh is getting caught at the episode, so interludes.
Yeah, that was an iconic scene too.
Yeah, I like Rance Howard in this episode especially. I thought he did a nice job with that dream sequence.
Justin.
The episode broke my heart, but interludes.
Aww. Emily.
Aw.
Interludes.
Yeah, it's unanimous. This is our second unanimous one with interludes because, I mean, it's just the ramp up to the end of the season too. Everything starts clicking.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a painful one. 13, Passing Through Gethsemane against number 4, Point of No Return. For Point of No Return, in case you forgot that episode. As the Earth Alliance plunges towards civil war, internal strife threatens to shatter the command structure of B5. Zach's loyalties are put to the test when the Night Watch is ordered to take over the station's security. Londo receives another glimpse of his destiny. This is the one where Majel Barrett arrives as Lady Morella.
Yep.
They have the vision in which she reveals that Veer and Londo will be emperor.
Mm-hmm. And those 3 things or whatever. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go to Emily first. Passing or Point of No Return?
Point of No Return.
Why?
Lady Morella.
Majel Barrett. I got it. Justin.
I don't need to explain myself. A Point of No Return.
Okay. Blake.
Okay.
Point of No Return.
Mike.
Passing.
Thank you.
It's just the writing of that episode, the whole cyclical arc of the whole thing is just so good.
Kevin.
Point of No Return.
Shocker.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's right. That is the episode where Zach Allen rips off the armband at the end and comes back to the good side.
Yep.
Good job, Brian. Good job.
Jessi.
I'm still going with Passing. I'm a justice person. So.
Yes. Nicole.
This is a really hard one. Fuck. I've been thinking about it while you're all talking.
Come on, Nicole. Come on.
I love Point of No Return, but I'm going to go with Passing Through Gethsemane.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent.
I just love that episode. It's so good.
Okay.
I can't help it.
Let me explain why I'm going to ultrally fuck our tournament. Okay, so Passing Through Gethsemane is not only a very good Babylon 5 episode, it's a good episode of TV. And the idea of the justice conversations, which is great, and we had some great talk about that. Also the idea of defining your own ability to stand up and be a human being, even in the times where it's just the hardest, is extremely important. I also love the fact that JMS, an atheist, can write a truly religious episode, and it's done really well. And I just freaking love this episode. So not only am I going to vote for Passing, but because it is tied, I am going to burn my thumb on the scale. And it is now 5-4 Passing. Anyone want to help out Point of No Return?
I'm busting my nut for Point of No Return.
Oh, it was going to happen sooner or later. Somebody get the sponge. Okay.
I'm going with Passing. I'll use my.
Okay, so now it is 6-5. Passing Through Gethsemane. Jessi, Kevin, Justin, and myself have burned our veto. So we have Emily, Blake, Mike, or Nicole. Anyone else want to change it? Right now it is 6-5. Now remember, if you do your thumb on the scale for Point of No Return, it's still only a tie. So we would have to go to the audience, which I'm pretty sure how that's going to go.
I will defend all of your rights to be wrong, but you are all authorities on the fact that you are wrong.
Well, Kevin, you already burned yours on, what was it? the playing round, so I can't help you. Emily, Blake, Mike, Nicole, last call. Would you like to keep this going?
And you won't let us change our votes?
I mean, Passing's winning, right?
Yeah, Passing's winning, so I don't need to burn mine yet.
Yeah, I think let's not change our votes because that just gets really dicey. Okay, going once, going twice. Sold. Passing Through Gethsemane moves forward.
Yeah, buddy.
Ridiculous.
The
Absolutely
title episode
ridiculous.
of the season
Man,
loses.
they're both
Ridiculous.
good, man. But passing is just
It's a better.
such a
It's
solidly
so good.
written
And
premise.
Kevin, I will steal Blake's argument again too. If you put Messages, Point, and Severed as a movie, which really is what it is, then hands down that beats all of them. But as a single
100%.
episode, I don't think I would do this with Severed Dreams, but I do this with Point. So let's keep on going. Here we go. Now, I got yelled at on the Twitters for breaking these episodes up, but I do think they need to be broken up because they're so different. So we have slot number 3 going to War Without End Part 2, and 14, Ceremonies of Light and Dark, which beat Convictions, Kevin, to get here. So, War Without End Part 2 is... Ambassador Sinclair returns to pull Babylon 4 through time. Part 2 of 2. Thanks, lurkers. That doesn't help at all. Okay, so this is everything up until when they basically they hit Babylon 4 and everything that happens on Babylon 4. That is part 2. Part 1, which we'll talk about in a minute, was getting Sinclair back to B5, getting everyone together, and then heading off to B4. So, let's go to the vote. Emily. War Without End, Part 2, or Ceremonies of Light and Dark?
Ceremonies.
Okay. Tell me why.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't like the little time loop stuff. I mean, it was a good episode, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I just get irritated with all the time hopping.
Be honest, this is an anti-Zathras vote, isn't it?
Not entirely.
I do like, I'm going to pull this up real quick. This is perfect. Gigasaurus Game says, whoa, not where I thought that was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Justin. Ceremonies of Light and Dark is winning 1-0.
Well, it's going to be tied.
Okay.
Because honestly, it's whether you take them as 2 separate episodes or you put it together into one film. I couldn't be more touched and happy with the way that they ended the Sinclair story. So I think it was just a perfect fitting for what was going on at the time and helped explain a lot of things in the process. So yeah, War Without End.
Okay, Blake. It's tied 1-1.
War Without End.
Mike.
I feel like I was famously somewhat critical of War
You-
Without End.
I don't know if you were
recorded
famous
it.
about it, but
Well, yes, okay, but man, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with War Without End because I did also really like the return of Sinclair and the conclusion of all that.
Kevin.
For the rest of the time, I'm just going to be controversial because I want to see the world burn because of Point of No Return. So I'll just vote for anything that'll make people want to throw stuff at me.
So you haven't voted yet. Which one are you going to go with?
Fuck, War Without End.
Oh my! That was a lot of buildup for not much. Not much.
Right.
That was
And that
good,
was a
Kevin.
swing and a miss.
Really
That was
thought you
almost
were
a
gonna
Justin
vote
Nut
for-
there. It was like really a lot of buildup for not much.
Really thought you were gonna go for bisexual Ivanova. All right.
Jessi, it's 4-1. War Without End Part 2 or Ceremonies of Light and Dark.
I'm going with War Without End just because of Sinclair.
I want to point out Jessi, who famously hated time travel, just voted for a time travel episode.
Yeah, good.
Nicole.
Fine, we're moving on.
I'm going to go with War Without End Part 2, obviously, but also the explanation of the one, and also Justin already said it, the ending for Sinclair. I mean, I cried during this episode. Like, it really had me, like, it hit me in the feels, so there's no way I couldn't vote for it.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for War Without End, and you hit on it, Nicole, right there. And also, I love the flash forward scenes. We've seen Emperor Londo a couple times now, but now we get to see Emperor Londo doing stuff, and I love that. Gives Peter more to do. And then, I mean, Michael O'Hare went through hell and back for this show, and the fact that he got the send-off that he deserved was really important too. So, War Without End wins 7-1. Nicole, go ahead.
I say, and you all know I am a Sinclair stan. I loved him. I loved his character. I feel awful about what he went through, and just like I was so happy that he was back for this episode, and I was so afraid that like they weren't going to give him the proper ending or the proper thing, but they did him justice, and I'm really, really glad to see that, because a lot of times on shows we have characters that we love and they don't do them justice, and it pisses me off. So I'm glad that they did the right thing for him.
So next one, number 11, Dust to Dust, where Jakar gets high. 2, number 6, War Without End, where Sinclair arrives on the station. So we'll go to Nicole first. Dust to Dust or War Without End Part 1?
Well, Big Daddy Sinclair came back, so you know I'm going to pick that one, War Without End.
Jessi.
War Without End, because again, Sinclair.
Kevin.
War Without End.
Kevin, again, you told us that you were going to take your toys and go home, and you still haven't done that.
Oh, that was all show. Come on.
Mike, what do you got?
Man, I do love me a good Bester episode, but War Without End.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Blake.
Yeah, I struggle on this one just because with Dust to Dust, there's the interactions with Andreas Katsoulis and with Peter as well. So there's that part of that episode, but I've got to go War Without End, although that to me, it's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. Justin.
Same, super tough. I love a good Bester episode, and I agree with Blake. I love the interactions between Jakar and Londo in that episode, but I have to go with War Without End.
Emily.
I feel like being a brat, Dust to Dust.
Aside from being a brat, is there any other reason why you're voting for Dust to Dust?
No, I just feel like being a brat.
Okay. I'm really torn with this one too, and honestly, I'm going to go with Dust to Dust because War Without End, for me, it's a great two-parter, but Part 2 is so much stronger than Part 1. And also, Dust to Dust, again, Bester, Jakar's turn. It's really important. And I just, just everything going on in that episode, I think, if War Without End was put together as one piece, then absolutely. But between these two, I'm going to go Dust to Dust. Doesn't matter, though, because War Without End wins 6-2. Okay, we're moving on to number 7, Shadow Dancing, versus number 10, Ship of Tears. Shadow Dancing was the second to last episode. Sheridan launches a preemptive strike against the Shadows. Franklin jeopardizes his life while trying to do a good deed. This is, let's see here. This is where the walkabout ends for Franklin. And then for our other episode, which was Ship of Tears, this one is Bester finds himself at odds with others within the Psi Corps and seeks Sheridan's help, offering information about the Shadows in return. Jakar presses for admission to the conspiracy of light. This is the one with the Bester's baby mama. So let's go to Emily first. Shadow Dancing or Ship of Tears?
This one's tough for me because I did like Shadow Dancing, and I was grateful there was no Bee Gees in it. But the scene with Dylan and Jakar in Ship of Tears, I thought was amazing. So I think I'm going to have to go with Ship of Tears.
No Bee Gees in Babylon 5. You just wait. Justin.
Ship of Tears. Just such a good Bester episode.
Okay.
I loved it.
So far, the number 10 seed is beating the number 7 seed 2-0. Blake.
Ship of Tears, because that scene with Jakar and Dylan.
Yeah. Mike.
Can you come back to me?
Sure. Kevin.
Ship of Tears.
Wow. Okay. Jessi.
I'm going to go Shadow Dancing because I don't do Bester. I don't like him. And I don't care how fucking nice he seems to be acting like he is. I still think he's a huge fucking tool. I'm going to go Shadow Dancing.
Okay. So it's 4-1. Ship of Tears is in the lead. Nicole.
So this is really hard because I really loved in Shadow Dancing when Franklin met himself, and like that whole sequence was just so good and it was such good acting. But Ship of Tears is when we learn about the telepaths being able to take down the shadows, you know? So this is just so difficult. Well, I'm gonna go with Shadow Dancing because I love Franklin. So I
See,
gotta
Nicole,
do it.
you love to ship things, though. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
I know, and I feel like that piece is so important, knowing that like the shadows can't stand the telepaths, and it was just such an important episode. But it's just that whole like when Franklin meets himself and like because I just feel like I don't know, I got to go with what resonates with me and hits me in the feels a little bit more, and I just got to go with Shadow Dancing on that.
Okay. Mike, we're back to you. It's 4-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Shadow Dancing.
Okay, 3-4. Ship of Tears is still in the lead. This one's a hard one for me too, but it's already been said that Delenn and Jakar scene is just so damn good. I will learn to forgive you, but not today. Not today. Yep, Ship of Tears for me. 5-3. So
damn.
Sorry, guys. Next, we have the last of the first round. 18, a late delivery from Avalon versus number 2.
Can I just make a motion for unanimous consent?
Right.
Yes. Hold on.
Second.
Yes.
Let me just in case somebody didn't listen to us last week. 3rd season finale. A face from Sheridan's past takes him on a dangerous mission to meet his shadow counterpart. Londo receives important news about his political future, and the Shadows mass a fleet against Babylon 5. So, and also Boxlighter nukes his ex-wife. Okay, so we have a vote for acclamation. Anyone want to go against that? No. Okay, 8-0. Zahadum moves forward. Okay, we're now into our Elite 8, everybody. We've met all these episodes before. So let's just keep rolling. And again, give me your reason why. Number 1 seed, Severed Dreams versus number 9. And The Rock cried out, no hiding place. Nicole.
Fuck, you gotta go to me first. This is another tough one because I really liked both episodes, and that end scene of The Rock was so good, but Severed Dreams is...
Severed Dreams.
Right. Fuck. I'm gonna go with Severed Dreams.
Jessi.
Severed Dreams, because I said so.
That sounds painful. Kevin.
Severed Dreams.
3-0.
Was there ever a question?
No, there was not. 3-0, Mike.
Yeah, it's gonna be Severed Dreams.
Yeah. Okay.
As much as we all like Revenge Porn, like
Blake.
Severed Dreams.
Justin.
I think this is another acclamation episode, Severed Dreams.
Emily.
Severed Dreams.
Yeah, it's actually closer than it should be, but I have to vote Severed Dreams as well, too. I would say, Justin, you point out that Point of No Return is the name of this season. I think Severed Dreams is a better name for this season. I think it says more about this season than anything else in many different ways. So it is.
I actually wouldn't argue with you on that, to be honest.
So it is 8-0. Severed Dreams moves forward. And let's see who it's going to go against in the final 4. We have number 5 seed, Interludes and Examinations, and 13, Passing Through Gethsemane. Kevin, which one would you like to vote for?
Interludes.
I thought so. Okay. Emily, Interludes or Passing Through Gethsemane?
Interludes.
Justin?
Gethsemane.
Wow. Voting against the Kosh death. Okay. Blake.
Yeah, because fuck that.
Blake.
I'm still bitter. Fuck that shit.
Are you done fucking things, Justin?
Whoa.
Never.
Never, boo. Never.
I'm going to go with Gethsemane.
Okay, it's 2-2. Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with passing. I think it's
Yes.
Yes.
I knew I was gonna fuck this tournament. Yes.
such a perfectly written episode of not just B5 but like sci-fi TV.
Yes. TV. Yes. Okay, Kevin already voted. Jessi.
What the hell was that?
No, you said sci-fi TV. I'm just like, no, TV in general. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Just,
You're going TV.
I had a Justin moment. I'm sorry. Clean up in aisle 5. Jessi, what do you got?
I'm going with passing.
Jeez.
Justice all day long. I got a tattoo of it.
Nicole, it's 4-2.
Oh, Jesus.
Passing or interludes?
Passing through Gethsemane.
You already knew what I was going to vote for. Again,
the whole world knows what aisle 5 knows what you're voting for.
It is 6-2. Passing continues to survive.
Yeah.
Moves into the final 4.
Unreal.
Okay.
The George Mason University of our tournament.
Yes. Okay. Number 3 seed, War Without End, Part 2 versus War Without End, Part 1.
Oh,
this isn't fair.
Here we go.
Shit.
Twitter hated me for this, by the way, just so everyone knows, because it came out this way again.
Oh, you've not. I was gonna say you've not really talked about.
Oh, I'll show you how we compare in a minute.
Okay.
I will surprise no one and say Twitter was pretty predictable in terms of all these votes. But so Part 1, basically before we get to B4, and Part 2 after we get to B4.
Mm-hmm.
So Emily, Part 1 or Part 2?
Part 2.
Any reason why?
It just kind of wraps it up, which is nice.
Gets rid of it.
That's
Justin.
not what I said.
Justin.
I do agree with Anne saying acclamation for Part 2.
Okay, well, there is an acclamation for Part 2. Anyone want to vote for Part 1? Okay.
I think Part 2 was the better episode, hands down.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead, Mike.
Whose favorite part of a heist movie is the beginning when they're getting the band back together?
Yeah.
It's not always that way, though. I mean, if this was a TNG show and we were doing Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2, I think Best of Both Worlds Part 1 is hands down better than Part 2. But
absolutely, 100%.
But
you on that one, but not in this case.
No, I agree. War Without End Part 2 is much better. So it is 8-0. War Without End Part 2 moves on to the final 4. Now we have the last one to get there. Number 10, Ship of Tears, runs headlong into number 2, Zahadum. Okay, Nicole.
I gotta go with Zahadum on this one because fuck those creepy murder spider fuckers.
Is anyone voting for Ship of Tears?
Do we have another acclamation?
I honestly, yeah.
Okay. Anybody going to vote for Ship of Tears? No? Great. Okay, 8-0. Zahadum moves forward.
Powering through this now. I love it.
Yeah, well, now we're into our final 4. Okay? The winner of this one goes into the championship. Severed Dreams versus Passing Through Gethsemane.
Oh my God.
Emily, what do you got?
Severed Dreams.
Okay. Justin, what do you got?
Gethsemane, fuck it.
He's just like, fuck it all. I'm going for the bracket breaker. Blake.
Lose my number, Justin.
I stand with Justin.
I know where you live. Kevin.
Okay, Mike, here we go. You may have not heard Blake because Kevin and Justin were having a spat, but Blake voted for passing. So it is now 2-1 for Passing Through Gethsemane.
Oh,
Mike.
Goodness. This might be where my loyalty ends because
yeah,
I don't know though. Like
it's a hard one, man. Do you want me to skip you again?
No, I just need to pull the Band-Aid off. I guess I think I'm gonna go with Severed.
Okay,
on this one, and I'll tell you why. And it's pretty stupid. Basically, because I do think that Passing Through Gethsemane is overall like a better piece of writing, but you could take that premise almost out of B5 and drop it on another TV show. I mean, there's a little bit of sci-fi to it. I actually disagree in that case. I think Severed, because of its relevance to the B5 storyline, is why it why it wins. For
Okay. Kevin, you're going to vote for passing, right?
Hilarious.
So Kevin votes for?
Severed Dreams.
Okay. Jessi?
Passing.
Yay!
Fuck you all.
Okay, it is tied, Nicole.
I'm taking Passing Through Gethsemane.
Yes!
Baby.
Come on!
Yes!
Everyone lose my number.
Yes!
Let's go!
It's not going to win in the end because we know what's going to win, but I'm taking it to the end.
Fuck that. I'm taking it over Zaha Duke. Fuck you all.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do here, guys. Okay.
Jesse will do that, yes.
We did get one vote from Catherine in the chat saying Gethsemane, so we're not alone, guys. I vote for passing as well because I've already said why.
Okay.
Some of you have your thumb still.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Emily, Blake, Mike, Nicole.
I mean, no, it's
Or
we're
should-
winning, so I don't.
Wait, what's the vote count?
It's 5-3. Passing is winning.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then
Oh,
I'm
it
not
is
using
winning.
mine.
Yeah, passing's going to win.
Shit, man. I mean,
Suck it, y'all.
That's ridiculous.
I hate you.
it is, but I also like. At least it's a worthy contender. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Again, I don't know that I'm willing to throw my vote on it because I am at the end of the day okay with passing. Being the winner.
Severed Dreams is the best episode of this series. And most people agree with that.
Yeah.
So the rest of you
Most
are
people.
on something.
Clearly, 6 of us, or what is
Five.
it, 5 of
5 to
us,
3.
do not agree
Okay,
with that.
Kevin, you're not wrong. I'm on a
at-
shit ton of cold medicine right
Look
now.
look at IMDb, look at Lurkers, look at
I
all of
can't.
the ratings.
I can't, Kevin. I can't.
Jesse can't look at IMDb or Lurker's Guide. Jesse, don't do that. Please. Okay, so no one's going to put their thumb on the scale? I almost voted for Southern just to throw it to the chat, but I knew the chat was going to go the other way, and I didn't want that. Okay, so 5-3. Passing moves forward. How many listeners did we just lose for season 4?
I know, they
I
hate
would
us
flip
now.
a table Garibaldi style right now if I had the opportunity.
Okay, let's see how much more fucked this tournament can get. Number 3, War Without End Part 2 versus number 2.
Okay, now I'm
Zaha
just going to be controversial, and I'm not kidding.
Okay, Kevin, I want to hear your vote first then.
Fine. Zahadoom.
Okay, well, that's controversial. Sure.
No, War Without End's definitely better, but I'm voting for Zahadoom because I just want to see the world burn.
Yeah,
down.
and you just want passing to lose.
He's
Okay.
mad now.
Nicole, what do you got?
I'm going with War Without End Part 2 because Sinclair, man, you just gotta.
Cuz Sinclair. Jesse.
I'm going to go with Zaha Doom Goes Boom.
Zaha Doom goes boom. Emily's introduction to the episode. Kevin, you already voted. Mike.
I am going to probably go with War Without End on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
It is now 2-2. Oh, but go ahead.
Zaha Doom is just kind of, to me, an anticlimax after Shadow Dancing. I mean, there is a big, the big hit at the end and all that business, but like the whole thing with Mark Twain, it was kind of ludicrous to me, and yeah, I just think War Without End in the grand scheme of things is just bigger and more impactful to the series.
I definitely think the writing on World Without End Part 2 is very, very solid. And like I had mentioned before, having to change, JMS really had to change things, throughout a couple of seasons based on his vision, with circumstances. I definitely think War Without End is better, but I voted for Zahadoom because I don't care anymore.
It's tied, Blake. 2-2. Where are you going to go?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with War Without End.
Okay.
Yeah, Blake.
3-2.
And honestly, as much as I can respect wanting to drop a nuke on your ex, War Without End for me is the better.
Justin.
Actually, because of Blake's comment.
Ha! He's going to drop a nuke on Blake.
And and also because the villain of that episode is also named Justin, and I like that very much. I'm going with Zahadu.
Okay.
I mean, who hasn't wanted to drop a nuke on Justin's ex? I mean, honestly.
Yeah,
Who doesn't hate
agree.
Justin? I mean,
Whoa.
Even all y'all who never met her hate her at this point. Fuck it.
Emily, it's tied. Where are you going?
Zahadu.
Zahadu. Believe it or not, I'm not trying to be a jackass, but
But you're
no,
gonna
he's
be-
gonna do it.
seriously,
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
do it.
defend my vote here. Zahadum, I agree with Mike fully. It's a great episode, but honestly, aside from getting a lot of development and plot points about what the shadows are up to, and of course the ending, not very much happens in Zahadum. Whereas in War Without End Part 2, so much happens. It's the end of the Sinclair story arc. It is a continuation of the future that we've been hinted at. It's just so much fun, especially if you haven't already done it, newbies. Watch Babylon Squared, War Without End, Part 1 and 2 together as like 3 parts. It's just perfect, especially to Kevin's point, even though he didn't vote for it, that the fact that JMS pulled it off. He stuck the landing. That gets my vote. It's tied, 4-4.
I agree.
Okay.
And I'm using my thumb on War Without End.
Okay. Okay. So it's now 5-4, War Without End. Emily, Blake, and Mike, you all have thumbs still. We have lost ours.
Come on, y'all.
You would
Put
say
the
we
thumbs.
would sever
Put the
our
thumbs.
I
thumbs.
still have a thumb. Okay.
This is the time to do it.
I mean, War's winning currently.
Yeah, 5-4.
Yeah.
Then
He's good.
I
Blake
shall sit on my thumb.
and spin.
I have no need to use a thumb at this moment.
Emily, do you want to tie it and send it to the audience? Remember, we only have 1 round left, so.
I know.
Emily, are you good?
I'm good.
Okay, 5-4.
Oh my God!
War Without End, Part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Save
buddy.
the thumbs for some bullshit that's coming in a minute.
We have come to the championship round, the bracket breaker, the number 13 seed versus the number 3 seed. We have Passing Through Gethsemane versus War Without End Part 2. Okay. Emily, where are you going?
War Without End.
Okay, War Without End gets 1 vote. Want to say why? Not that we already know why. Okay.
No.
Good talk. Justin.
Yep.
Justin looks like he's in pain.
Circle back to me.
Okay. Blake.
Oh boy.
Seminy.
Yes.
Wow.
Mike.
Yes.
I will, for the same reasons I stated before. As much as I absolutely do love Gethsemane, I think War Without End has, and War Without End Part 2 is the embodiment of the 2-parter.
Yes.
It just has so much excellence going on in it, and it is so much more relevant to B5,
Uh-huh.
the story. So yeah, I mean that's it.
Kevin.
Severed Dreams.
So that's a abstention vote, right?
That's an abstention.
You're not voting at all?
No, I'm voting for War Without
Okay, I
End.
thought so. Okay, we're at 3-1. Jessi.
Fuck your world, Yosemite. We're going with it. Reptilian Samurai wants to know what is fucking happening.
We want to know.
If somebody comes into the live late, they're going to be really confused right now.
I'm going with
Yeah,
that.
this is ridiculous.
Let's let this bitch burn.
Nicole.
I'm gonna pick War Without End Part 2.
Justin, we're back to you. It is 4, War Without End, 2, Passing Through Gethsemane.
Fuck it, Gethsemane.
Okay. It is 4-3, Gethsemane. Now, I can make this really fun, but
Lose my number.
But I'm honestly not going to do it because I didn't vote for Passing just to fuck with things. I thought Passing was an amazing episode, but when you put it up against War Without End Part 2, I can't. War Without End Part 2, Mike, you already made the arguments. It is the quintessential Babylon 5 episode.
Yep, and I will use my thumb on this if I have to.
You're not going to have to, buddy.
Me too.
It is 5-3, War Without End. Is anyone wanting to vote for Passing with their thumb? Blake? Okay, Blake is going to make it 5-4. It's still, War Without End is still in the lead. Emily and Nicole still have thumbs. Or
No, I
no,
use
I'm sorry.
my
No,
mic.
I'm sorry. Emily and Mike
Yeah.
still have thumbs.
Yeah, I'll put it on War Without
Yes,
End.
Okay,
Mike.
well that kind of ends it. Emily, would you like to vote for no reason?
for funsies.
No, because it wouldn't change anything.
Okay, so the
Well, that's a bad
winner,
attitude to have.
the winner of the Grey 17 Season 3 tournament is War Without End.
Yeah,
Part
buddy.
2. Now, Mike, if you'll go back to the start of the bracket, I will tell everyone what Twitter said, and I'll tell you what, it wasn't as fucked.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's how the fans voted. Go up to the top there, Mikey, to
Thought it
Day in
was
the
at
Strife.
top. Oh, son of a...
No. You stay there. There you go. Okay, so A Day in the Strife won with 45% to 39% on the Twitter vote. So it was close.
Wow.
But Day in the Strife got a lot more votes than it got here. Exogenesis, which is our next one, versus Matters of Honor. You'll be surprised to know, but not really, that Matters of Honor won that one out. Let's see here. I'm sorry, it wasn't 45 to 39%. It was 45 votes to 39 votes for Day in the Strife. Matters got 39 votes. Exo got 5. Passing won against Sick Transit Veer, 28 to 17.
Close.
Ceremonies beat out Convictions, 35 to 10. So, Kevin, you wouldn't have had to fight for that one. Dust to Dust won 42 to 11. And
Shocker.
then Voices of Authority won 41 to 14. I'm sorry, Emily, against Late Delivery from Avalon.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what we were thinking. Anyway.
So moving right back up to the top with Severed Dreams as the number 1 seed. This is going to be surprising no one here. You ready for a blowout? Okay, remember, Day in the Strife moved forward, not walkabout. So Severed Dreams got 136 votes. A Day in the Strife got 4. The Rock Cried Out. The Rock Cried Out beat Messages from Earth 64 to 27. Interludes and Examinations won 64 to 15. Point of No Return won 65 to 35. So Passing put up a little bit of a fight, but not much. War Without End Part 2, 129 to Ceremonies 16.
Damn.
War Without End Part 1, 81 to Dust's 24. Ship of Tears lost to Shadow Dancing. Shadow Dancing got 72. Ship of Tears got 25.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here either.
We have problems.
Y'all are on some stuff tonight, I'm telling you.
And here we go. Number 2, Zaha Doom beat Voices of Authority 98 to 21. Moving on to our Elite 8. Severed Dreams, it didn't blow out as much as it did before, but it did beat A Rock Cried Out and the Rock Cried Out No Hiding Place 67 to 36.
Wait, who was the winner?
Severed Dreams.
Okay.
Yeah. Point of No Return won against Interludes and Examinations 80 to 34. War Without End Part 2 beat War Without End Part 1 77 to 15.
Wow.
So Part 2 obviously moved forward. And then Zaha Doom beat the crap out of Shadow Dancing 70 to 16. Because Shadow Dancing moved forward in that one.
Yeah, can't say I get that one either. But
Okay. Final 4.
How do I get...
This was one I think Kevin would have lost his goddamn mind if we had to do it, but we didn't. So for Final 4, Severed Dreams went up against Point of No Return. And it won.
Easy for me.
It won 141 to 47.
Yeah,
And
I agree
then,
with
because Twitter just went with the seeds, Zaha Doom beat War Without End Part 2 108 to 95.
Ooh.
It was close. 108 to 95. And then our championship round was Severed Dreams versus Zaha Doom, the number 1 and number 2 seed. So a really boring ass bracket. Severed Dreams did win against Zaha Doom, 91 to 54. So Severed Dreams won the Twitter vote. Oh, okay, guys. So I have another question that popped up in the chat, and this will be the last one with this. Is somebody asked, how would you vote if it was Messages from Earth, Point of No Return, and Severed Dreams as one episode versus War Without Ends Part 1 and 2 as one episode.
Oh.
How would you vote
that's
that?
hard.
Let's find out. Emily, how would you vote that?
Actually, before you do that, I would throw Babylon Squared into that. Make it the three-parters.
Oh, and actually, you're right, because the chat did that too. I'm sorry. So, yeah, so the 3 time travel episodes we've seen versus Messages, Point, and Severed. How would you vote that? Emily. And Mike, you can stop sharing the thing now. I think we're good.
Cool.
Thank you, buddy.
Messages.
Yep, the trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would probably lean into the trilogy over the two-parter.
Okay, well, we were throwing Babylon Squared in there too, but you're saying Messages through Severed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Sean, by the way, just popped in and said, "What'd I miss?" Oh, Sean.
Oh, God.
All the shit.
Oh, Sean.
First off,
a lot.
Sean,
It's a
welcome.
lot.
I know it's early for you, buddy.
Good morning.
We
But,
hope you didn't like Kevin because we don't know.
There
he'll
was
be
a
here tomorrow.
lot of fuckery, Sean. I'm telling you.
Okay. Kevin, how would you vote?
The Severed Dreams trilogy.
Gotcha. Jessi.
I'm used to being wrong. I'm going with the two-parter.
Again, Jessi was the one who was so adamantly against time travel that she got a time travel book as a gag gift for Christmas. And she just voted for War Without End.
It's the book. It's made all the difference. It was the book.
It was.
Yes,
It was.
she read it cover to cover.
I took notes.
Nicole, what do you got?
This is a really, really hard one. I mean, how do you even ask this? But I'm with Jessi on this one. I got to go with the war without, that one.
Yes,
I
that
can't
one.
even fucking speak anymore.
Okay.
I just really love all of the one and just, I mean, they were both great, but I got to go with that one.
Yeah. Justin.
Severed, as I like to call it, the Red Yarn trilogy.
There you go. I like that. We make that a steel box collection, those 3. Blake,
Hell
what do
yeah.
you got?
Is this where we just throw out a random name like they do in the House of Representatives when we don't want to vote for the candidate?
Oh, you mean, yeah, okay, go for it.
And who had
Tom Ember?
Who had
'Cause
2 hours in for that? Okay.
I'm just saying, because honestly, between these 2 sets of episodes, I like them both for different reasons. And it's hard to pick between, if we're
Right.
looking at Babylon Squared, World Without End 1 and 2, and then the 3 ending with Severed Dreams. It's hard to pick between the 2. Because I really do like both of them for very different reasons and how they contribute to the series and the writing. So I'm going to say I can't pick one. I honestly can't.
It's freaking Sophie's choice, man. They're both like so quintessential. The newbies don't even know why they're both so quintessential yet. That's the fun part about this. They're voting for this and they haven't seen seasons 4 and season 5 yet. But yeah, man, I think in terms of what would I want to sit down and watch more, I would probably have to say Messages and Point and Severed, just because I think that's a much more. It's just a combined, like, that's a movie, man, I can watch, but it's so freaking close.
Yeah.
So we're getting to as Justin just pointed out, the 2-hour mark. So the one thing I want to do before we close out the show, and then by the way, for those in the chat, we're going to close the show here in a moment, but I think some of us will stick around and do question and answer and just chat with you guys for a while too. So stick around. We got 67 people in the chat right now watching us and only 50 likes. So clicky, clicky, clicky. We're going to do questions and predictions from our newbies for season 4. So questions and predictions based on seeing all of season 3. I want to know what questions you have lingering about season 4 and 5 and what predictions you have for the last 44 episodes of Babylon 5. Emily, questions, predictions.
I feel like there's so many questions. Not a lot on predictions, though, because I'm not sure where this is going to go with Sheridan having jumped into an abyss and Garibaldi seemingly going out to find him. So, yeah, I really don't know what they're going to do with that.
That it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Good talk. Jessi, questions, predictions.
My predictions are that Sheridan comes back. Thank you, Kevin.
Did anyone seriously think he wasn't?
I will defend
No.
Kevin in the fact that after 30 years, it's on streamers, and his big ass mug, not Kevin, but Sheridan's big ass mug is on the photo for season 4. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Some of us don't look at that stuff, Scott. Anyway, no, did I really think he wasn't coming back? Absolutely not. My question is Morden dead?
Okay.
I would think that he's not, but I mean, my prediction is that he's not, but I'm just kind of wondering. And then,
Oh, and real quick, Jessi, while you're thinking for a second, remember, guys, in the chat, as I just said, the newbies have not seen season 4 and season 5 yet. So when these guys are making their predictions, don't comment on their predictions, please. Okay, Jessi, go ahead.
I think that's it. Those are just some off the top.
Got it. Nicole, questions, predictions.
I would say, question-wise, I still want to know whose blood was on a Sheridan before he jumped into the abyss. And I want to know, did he take out Morden and Justin, or just a shadow? Also, how much damage did Zahadum get? Like, did they get immobile? Like, did they get wrecked? Like, they can't function? Or was it just a little bit of a damage? Like, how much is this going to affect them with this war? And, like, are they going to be able to still attack? And, like, are they going to need to rebuild kind of thing? So those are my questions, I would say. And obviously, I wondered if Sheridan would come back, but honestly, I'm like, they're not going to kill the fucking captain, especially since Sinclair's not coming back. So I think that he is going to come back. I think that he's going to be different somehow. Not like he got taken over in his brain, but like he just went through something major. And I think he's going to maybe have a chip on his shoulder a little bit, or like kind of be, I don't know, like a little PTSD or something. I think it's going to take a while for him to get back into the groove when he does come back.
Justin.
All right. Saddle up, buckaroos. Here we go. Question 1. How will the shadows respond? I can't imagine that they're going to take this lying down. Question number 2. Does Drawl actually find a way to overcome the jamming from the shadows so he can actually, like, maybe join the fight and help out? Question number 3. Whatever happened to all the other elder races that Ivanova was supposed to go out and find? Because, like, she went and she found the Aku Aku people out there, and then we never really saw anything else happen from that. So, A, are there going to be more elder races that kind of come and help out? And then 2, where are they? Then question number 4. If Kosh is still alive in Sheridan, will they just find a way to dump him into another suit, like when Lita had Kosh possessed in her, and then she just dumped him into his suit and stuff like that? So is there a possibility for a Kosh resurrection?
Really, it's going to be a 5-year skip, and when we come back, it will be Sheridan and Kosh are merged into a smarter version and a stronger version. That was an in-game reference.
Like the $5 million man. All right. I could go with that. Like it's kind of half hybrid between like Sheridan and like a Kosh suit and stuff like that.
And he'll be eating pancakes at a diner when we see him next.
And he's gonna marry Bigfoot? I'm confused.
Yeah. Dude, honestly though, that makes me super excited. That's awesome.
God damn it, Scott.
I just made an
you know how much
in-game
yarn
reference.
he's gonna go buy now?
Can I fucking finish now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Prediction 1. Morden is alive and well. He's not going anywhere. I think he kind of find a way to his skeezy self find a way to skedaddle out of there. Prediction number 2. I still say Garibaldi was taken by the shadows. He did not go willingly. I know we had this argument and discussion earlier. A lot of y'all are going to disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. But I still say Garibaldi was taken against as well.
Yeah, for those who may have not watched our Zahadum show, Emily, Jessi, and Nicole all believe that Garibaldi willingly went wherever he went, and Justin thinks he was tooken. So we will see who is right. And Emily, Jessi, and Nicole, if you're listening to the audio podcast, are all three shaking their heads at Justin. So poor Justin's out on this little island by himself. So we'll see what happens.
If Liam Neeson shows up, we'll know we were wrong.
But more importantly, Scott A says, Kevin, you look like you found something very exciting in your flask.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. It was definitely an almond flake that made it into my water, and I'm like, this has got to come out of here. This is gross.
And then Vanessa has actually the truth. She spoiled it all for us. The show really turns into a Quantum Leap crossover episode. The first words of season 4 are, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Which, by the way, the new Quantum Leap season 2 is rocking right now. So if you're not on the new Quantum Leap train, you need to get on it.
I really need to watch.
Oh my God. Stewart's got the actual perfect thing. Bruce Boxleitner and Kosh as Firestorm.
Oh, there you go.
DC Comics. There you go.
There you go.
I like that. But anyway,
I need to watch Quantum Leap. I only watched the pilot, and I haven't seen anything else.
It's good. Justin, did you have anything else?
A couple. So I want to see one of the two wars resolved this season. I don't care which one.
Okay.
I want to actually see more of what's going on Mars right now, because we kind of got the whole free Mars movement early on in the series, and then it kind of dropped off, and then Mars with the whole anti-Clark regime just kind of started asserting themselves again. They end up getting bombed. I want to see more from Mars. But then my last prediction is I want to see, and I guess it's not a prediction as much as a hope. I want to see like Babylon 5 and Mars like join together to take out the Clark regime. The end.
Cool. Well, we'll find out what questions are answered for the newbies while we move through season 4 and season 5, and also we'll see which predictions hold and which ones are questioned later. But that will end it for this season 3 recap of Babylon 5. We'll be back next week to talk about The Hour of the Wolf, which is season 4's first episode. We only have, plus a few movies here and there, 44 episodes left, guys. We are well past the halfway point. Thank you to everyone who joined us on this live YouTube. Please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notify button. And as Mike mentioned earlier, we'll be back for another live November 4th as we raise money for Children's Miracle Network through Afterlife. Not Afterlife, that's a Ghostbusters movie. Extra Life.
That was really dark, Scott. That was messed up.
We're trying to avoid Afterlife.
Whoa. So for those of you watching this afterwards or listening to this afterwards, the link to our Extra Life, I almost did it again, our Extra Life page will be in the show notes below. So please do what you can to help out Children's Miracle Network. You can donate to our team or donate to any one of us individually. Either way, it all gets bundled up for charity. And then we'll be doing our marathon gaming, or maybe not a marathon, but we'll play for a couple hours on November 4th. So make sure you click the notify button on that sucker so you know when we go live again. And also join us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and if you can, please join us on Patreon. We do have our Discord server going for all Patreon members. And as always, thank you so very much. And some of them have been in the chat tonight. Thank you so very much to our producers, our members of the Grey Council, who are all listed in the show notes below. We really do appreciate it. It has really helped the show grow, and we continue to just be amazed. We just passed 250,000 views and plays. So thank you so very much. We're just so excited to continue going. So I will go to everybody and let you say a few words as we close out, and I'll go to Emily first.
Oh, what do you want me to say?
I don't know, whatever you want to say.
Season 4 is better because honestly, I felt like season 3 was kind of a letdown.
You're just trying to get Algernon to be pissed off again, aren't you?
In fact, I'm not, but you and I talked about it Friday at lunch, and it's because I feel like after 3 seasons, there's something about the characters just, they still feel too disconnected from each other for the most part, and after 3 seasons, I expect more.
That was some damn good sushi, by the way.
I'm glad.
Good. Okay,
Where'd you guys go?
we went to Osini. Oishi, thank you, in Moline.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Come on up, Jessi. We're not too far away. Okay, Mike.
Well, apparently my invite got lost.
right. Fuck you, Mike.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
invited next time, Mike. Don't
Damn,
worry. Let's go to
sorry.
Creative Pastry.
Sorry, Mike.
Whatever. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know. This continues to be a fun, weird ride, and I appreciate all of you out there that keep tuning in week after week. I don't understand why you do it, but God bless.
Melissa, by the way, says, Emily, it gets better. But then Reptilian Samurai says, if you don't like season 3, B5 may not be for you. So, we'll see.
We'll find out next week.
Kevin.
Thank you to the listeners. I do not understand, especially after tonight, why you would listen to this fuckery. Severed dreams, but forever. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, and I'm glad that our listeners have about as much fun as we do doing this. This is a fun show to talk about. It brings up a lot of really interesting philosophical discussions, and sometimes it just kicks ass too. So it's a great series. I'm glad that it's respected in the context of sci-fi and pop culture. It's a really special series. So thanks for being here, and thanks for listening.
Jessi.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us and enjoying the absolute shit show that we are on a regular basis. Shout out to the girls that continue to support girls showing girls love it. Thank you to everybody that just continues to put up with us and support us, and you guys are awesome.
Kevin, Vanessa says, we enjoy the chaos. And then Jacob says, severed dreams will be now on your headstone.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, I'm totally going to make that Oregon Trail headstone for Kevin now.
Kevin died of severed dreams.
It's going to happen. Severed dreams.
Nicole.
I just want to say thanks to everyone for your support, for being here on this live, for listening to our podcast, watching the videos, and being a newbie, not being a sci-fi fan, having no idea what the fuck is happening half the time with sci-fi stuff. Everyone's been really cool and really nice and really welcoming, especially to someone like me who is totally clueless. So I really appreciate that. And I really enjoy getting to do this and, going out of my comfort zone and doing something new and kind of watching a show that is so quality with writing and acting and music and it's just so good. And it is not something I would have watched on my own, but now that I've watched it, I can't imagine not watching it or not having it in my life. So thanks for being here and, being a part of it.
Justin.
Well, shit. How y'all doing?
Well,
Sorry. Just had to channel my inner Leslie Jordan there.
Mm-hmm.
But, honestly, thank each and every one of you for joining us on this batshit crazy ride that we are all on. Like, this is... Wow, yeah, when Scott originally reached out and was asking for people to kind of be a part of this podcast,
Suckers.
I had no idea. Yeah, we all got fucked on that one. But I had no idea where this was going to go, and it has been an awesome train wreck. I love it. I love every second of it. I love all of you on this podcast. I love all of you out there listening to us. Like, this has been awesome. This has been, it's been, the guy who carved the pumpkin made the mention of how this has gotten him through some dark times. This has gotten me through some really dark times too. The last couple of years have been really hard for me in terms of mental health, and having this to look forward to. And sometimes I look forward to it, sometimes I don't, to be honest with you. But just sticking with it and being a part of this and having something to focus on every week has really kind of helped me personally and mentally. And I love each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see what the next couple of years hold for us.
Agreed.
Like,
everyone else has said, thank you to everyone who's listened to it and been along this with us. When Scott and I kind of came up with the idea and kicked this around for about 2 years,
Far too long
before we actually jumped into this, and it has been a wild ride. And the messages that we've got from people who have joined in the conversations with us, who have made this fun online, have really helped keep it going. But also those, like Justin mentioned, who have reached out and let us know the difference we've made, whether it be something they're struggling with health-wise, mental health-wise, or other issues that taking the time out to listen to this podcast has helped get them through, has blown me away with the impact that we've been able to have on people who have responded to this show that way and who feel that we help make their lives better by this thing that we just decided to do with a group of friends as a passion project, having no idea that we would end up having the impact or reach that we have had with this. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of it.
I'll leave you all with 2 comments from the chat. First off, Ann Rose, how great is a group of people who can disagree strongly, listen to each other, and still laugh together, these days especially. And then the last most important thing is from Squirrel Nutty, lick that like button or the Pak Mara will come for you.
That was a good one. I saw that too. That's great.
Okay, until next week when we talk Season 4's The Hour of the Wolf. We'll see you around, folks. And as was said, lick that like button, follow, subscribe, and we'll talk soon. And also, be sure to donate to our Extra Life link down below and join us November 4th as we run around like crazy people on some kind of game. Have a good one, folks.
You'll hear me cuss a lot, so come hang out.
Me too.
All I do is just yell.
Especially if we play
Fucking
Rocket
A.
League.